Hi, so we're on our way to Turin at the moment. We've just left Alba and we're off to a vermouth tasting in Turin and some free time in Turin before returning to Bergamo Airport, where the group will go back to Newcastle. And what we've got Bogdan, who's a new guest on the tours, and I just want to ask him a couple of little questions about, what he enjoyed on the tours and whether he blended in with the group and things like that. So Bogdan, first of all, what did you? Thanks very much for coming on the tour. That's the first thing. But secondly, what did you enjoy about the tour? Can you tell us?
First, thanks for having me because it's been lovely. And I came in with fairly high expectations anyway, and you
Okay.
guys managed to exceed them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Um, One element that was quite interesting is this is a very diverse group with people with very interesting backgrounds, but most came in couples, and
Yeah.
I came on my own. And I was still taken under the wing. I was accepted. Everyone was welcoming. We had loads to share, loads of experience, loads of food, loads of travel stories,
Great.
and I think it was a very, very nice
So out of
mix.
all the places we went, like Barolo, Barbaresco, Asti, the various things that we did, what's the kind of highlights for you? What's the
Ooh,
standouts?
it was the start, to be honest, that charmed me straight away when we went to Barolo.
All right, Barolo, yeah.
Yeah, the rolling hills and the way
Okay,
we were welcomed there by our guides, and
yeah,
how, because I am someone with fairly low knowledge of wine who
okay,
wants to learn, my confidence was increased by this
right,
trip.
right,
Um, so
excellent.
between the experts here, the people with their own tastes, and the guides there that were able to guide me a little bit through what they were
Yeah, and that's something
providing.
that's something that we try to do on these tours is to say to people, it doesn't matter if you've got like a vast knowledge of wine, you're more than welcome to come on this tour. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you've got medium level or you've got no level. Everybody is here to learn a bit more, to find out more about wine,
yeah,
and not just the wine, the food and the culture
absolutely.
and everything else.
Uh, but I think that makes it quite unique as well because it's not just the wine and the food; it's where you are, it's the location, and
Yeah,
how everything creates a recipe for
yeah.
this kind of unique experience. And every day where we've been, it's been a different part of that very complex recipe.
Well, just to finish off by saying it's been great having you on this tour, and hopefully we'll see you again on another
I
one.
hope so.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is Fiona, who's joined us on our trip in Italy, in Piedmont, and we just wanted to ask her, first of all, her opinion of the trip, if it lived up to her expectations. So,
Oh, it's
Fiona.
yeah, thank you. It's been great actually. My cousin invited me last year, said would be interested. She'd been a couple of times before, and we thought it sounded brilliant. And I was a little bit nervous about meeting lots of different people because I think there's about 19 or 20 in total, including ourselves. But everybody has been so friendly, so welcoming. It's been really good.
Yeah. And the trip's not only about wine. I mean, that is the main part of the trip, but we always try to include some of that kind of cultural thing or local, to share some local knowledge. So in this trip, we actually visited an apiary and we saw how they had beehives. And Fiona, you shared some advice as well from your point of view because you also have that experience in the UK.
Yeah, I think that angle is really good actually because there's only so much wine you can drink in a day.
Well,
And in the first day, the afternoon, we went off and discovered about the bee products and the hazelnuts. I had absolutely no idea that this area was so popular for hazelnuts.
yeah.
And I really found it interesting. I found it interesting how they pruned the trees to grow the crop, and also the apiary, all about the bees, because we've got bees at the farm at home, but we keep them in natural sort of beehives. So it looks like a tree trunk really, because I wanted bees for the pollination of the trees, but the fruit trees at home. But I didn't want to have the maintenance or the responsibility of a weekly, weekly looking after them. So it was interesting to see it from their point of view and what they do and the amount of work that's involved in looking after the bees. And then I showed them what we'd done and they'd never seen it before. So it was really good to have that conversation.
A share of ideas.
Yeah, and I never knew they had a dormouse problem over here, whereas dormice at home are an endangered species and we do so much conservation work to try and promote their habitats. Whereas here they run riot and they steal all the hazelnuts. So it's quite different. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope we'll see you again on another trip.
Oh, I hope
to a different location next time, maybe. Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're on the bus on the way back to Piedmont Airport after our fantastic trip here in Italy. And we've got lovely Vanessa with us. I wanted to ask her about her trip and previous trips. So, how many trips have you done with us, Vanessa?
This is the third one now. We've been on 2 trips in Spain, in Granada and in Murcia to Caravaca de la Cruz, and this time is the third one now in Italy.
Would you say that there's something distinctly different about each one?
I would say so, yes. I think that's why I like it, because I think each time you discover a different area and usually somewhere that's a little bit off the tourist track.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I like the most, is just discovering somewhere new and having the contact with the local food and wine and the local traditions, exploring the landscape. I think you get a real feel for the area that you're in.
Yeah. Do you think you could have that experience without us? Would you be able to find those places on your own?
I think it would take a lot of research, and I think it would take quite a lot of time. And I think that's what I appreciate, that you do that for us, and you put together a great itinerary, so we make the most of the few days that we have. So I think it would be hard to do it myself.
That's what we aim for, is to take care of people from start to finish and give them an experience that they could probably not find themselves, or that would take a lot of work. So
definitely agree.
You feel like you've been taken care of.
Oh, definitely, always do. I think that's one thing I really appreciate as well, is that as soon as I get off the airplane, I'm met by the bus and I don't have to think or worry about anything else for the next few days except absorbing all the lovely local culture and cuisine and the wine.
Yes, of course, the wine. But is there anything about this particular trip in Piedmont that you would say was a highlight? Or was there anything?
I think I was really impressed with Piedmont. It was more beautiful than I realised. The countryside was stunning, with the hills covered in vineyards and hazelnut groves. I think I just liked some of the quiet moments. For example, standing on the terrace outside, having coffee outside in the sun and climbing up the Barbaresco Tower and surveying the panorama in front of us, and then having a little coffee afterwards. So I think just some of those moments up in the hills in the villages were delightful.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming
you.
once again.
Thank you.
Hopefully next year we might see you again on a different adventure.
Definitely, I'll definitely take a look at what's on offer. Thank you
very much. So we've spent a few days in Italy in the in Piedmont area, and now we're on our way back to the airport. We have Christina, who is a fantastic guest of ours, who's been on a trip before to Granada in Spain. And now she's had this experience, and we just thought it would be nice to hear what you would like to say about it, if you have any opinions on your experience.
Well, where do I start? It's been absolutely fantastic from start to finish. The organisation was impeccable, a massively brilliant team of 4 people actually who helped put this all together. So Tony, Teresa, David and Daniela, who lives in Piedmont. And with all of that combined, we had the most incredible itinerary, very varied. It wasn't just all about tasting incredible wines, including Barolo, Barbaresco, lots of Nebbiolo grape variety, and we did other things such as going to a corkscrew museum. That was incredible. We went up a wonderful tower for amazing views. We saw beautiful villages. We met some incredible people. And actually, probably for me, two things that stand out. The food and the wine were all amazing, but we went to this beautiful little farm called Gatju in a small village where they produce honey and hazelnuts, a little small family-run enterprise. And we learned so much about bees and hazelnuts, and we had a lovely tasting there, and it was very special. So I would say the trip for me, out of 10, I would give it 10. The hotel was fantastic in Alba, close to the centre. We had time to explore on our own, and we had a brilliant time. So thank you very much. I'll definitely come again. Granada last year was brilliant as well. So I can't wait for the next trip next year, wherever that might be.
Thank you very much.
You.
Thank you, Christine. It's
Pleasure.
lovely to have you here. We really do enjoy your company and your enthusiasm for everything. It's great. Thank you very much.
That's a pleasure. I've absolutely loved it.
Maybe
We all
Galicia
have.
next year, right?
Yeah, Galicia, here we come. Galicia will be tremendous. Wish we could go this year, but unfortunately we've got other commitments like
Yes.
70th birthday.
So here we are with Leslie. Leslie's been on, how many tours have you been on?
4 tours now.
4
yeah.
tours. Where
Yeah.
you been with us?
3 in Spain. The first 3 you did in Spain.
Yeah.
In the Caravaca and Castilla and then Granada.
All right, okay,
And
good.
This is our first venture into Italy.
Well, it's our first venture in Italy too, so
Fantastic.
Obviously you must enjoy what we do. What do you think that we do that's different to other tour companies that do this type of thing?
Well, I think one of the things that fascinates me about wine is that you can take a simple thing like a grape, and depending where you grow it, how you make the wine, and all the different things you do, you create something very different, very special. And so coming on these tours has been a fantastic opportunity to get behind the scenes because of the local contacts you folk have. We get behind the scenes, we get to meet the winemakers, and we get to try their wines, and we get to try some of the rare, different grape varieties that you ever see on the shelves at home.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, that's what we try to do. We've come to Piedmont, or Piemonte, and what we're trying to do is say Piemonte just isn't about Nebbiolo or Barolo.
Absolutely.
There's lots of other varieties here that we've tried, and you've tried, but we're only halfway through. What have you enjoyed about Piemonte up to now?
Well, the beautiful scenery, the fascinating setting where we went this morning to Canubi to try the Barolo.
Yeah.
It's in a special little bowl just surrounded by vineyards and fabulous scenery. And we've also had a chance not only to try the wines, but have a little bit of feeling of the local culture, just to wander through the village, Barolo itself.
That's great.
And then
that's great. So it's great to have you and Joy on another tour, and we hope that you come back on another one.
we're already booked to go
you're going
to
to
Galicia.
You're going to Galicia, aren't you? Yeah. So sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah. So you're going to Galicia, which will be another thing altogether as well, another experience that'll be totally different to this one. So so thanks, Leslie.
Not at all. I mean, the other thing that's particularly enjoyable is the food, and you get to try the local food, food that locals eat and enjoy making, and are proud to show off their local cuisine, and that's been a fabulous opportunity as well.
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot.